I lasted 6 days. That was the exact moment my bank account started begging for mercy. The funny part is, I genuinely believed I could pull it off. 30 days living like a millionaire sounded exciting when I first said it out loud. I imagined luxury restaurants, expensive clothes, rooftop parties, first-class flights, and the kind of lifestyle social media keeps insisting is normal. For 1 month, I wanted to experience what rich people experienced, or at least what I thought rich people experienced. I told myself it would be an experiment, a reset, a chance to finally feel successful instead of constantly stressed about bills and budgeting. Deep down, though, there was another reason. I was tired of feeling ordinary. Everywhere I looked online, people my age seemed to be living better than I was. Influencers posted private jets like bus rides. Entrepreneurs filmed morning routines inside penthouses bigger than my entire apartment building. Random 23-year-olds claimed they made 6 figures a month while drinking smoothies beside infinity pools. And after a while, normal life started feeling like failure. So one Friday night, after watching another video titled "How Millionaires Spend Their Mornings," I made a decision that felt brilliant for approximately 12 minutes. I would spend 30 days living like one of them. No cheap choices, no budget mindset, no thinking small, millionaire energy only. The next morning, I started immediately. First stop was coffee. Millionaires do not stand in kitchens using instant coffee packets. Millionaires buy luxury coffee. So I walked into an expensive cafe downtown and confidently ordered the most complicated drink on the menu because simple drinks suddenly felt poor. Total cost? $14. For coffee. And somehow, that $14 coffee unlocked something dangerous in my brain. Because after spending that much on a drink, everything else became easier to justify. I bought breakfast there too, then dessert. Then I tipped aggressively because rich people never look worried about money. By noon on day 1, I had already spent more than my usual weekly grocery budget. On day 3, I decided my wardrobe needed upgrading. Millionaires do not wear faded hoodies and sneakers held together by hope. They wear tailored clothes, expensive watches, and shoes polished enough to see your future inside them. So, I went shopping. Now, I usually enter stores with caution. I look for discounts first. I compare prices. I mentally calculate whether buying one shirt means surviving on noodles later. I bought designer jeans, 2 expensive jackets, a pair of shoes so overpriced I actually laughed while paying. The total came to more money than I had spent on clothing during the previous 2 years combined. And still, somehow, my brain kept finding ways to rationalize it. It's an investment. You need to look successful to become successful. This is what wealthy people understand. By day 4, I upgraded my transportation habits too. Public transportation suddenly felt beneath the character I was trying to become. Millionaires call rides instantly without checking prices. So I did exactly that. Everywhere. Short trips, long trips, trips I could have walked. At one point, I spent $20 avoiding a 10-minute walk because rich people value convenience. Then came restaurants. This was where things became truly ridiculous. I started choosing places based entirely on appearance. If the lighting looked expensive and the menus lacked prices online, I assumed it qualified as millionaire territory. One dinner bill nearly caused spiritual damage. The waiter handed me the receipt with the confidence of someone delivering devastating medical results. I smiled calmly while my soul left my body in the background. Still, I paid. Because rich people do not panic over dinner bills. Day 6. I opened my banking app inside another overpriced cafe while waiting for avocado toast that tasted identical to normal toast. My balance stared back at me like a threat. I froze, because for the first time, the experiment stopped feeling entertaining. It felt dangerous. Rent was approaching. Credit card balances were rising, savings were evaporating faster than expected, and suddenly, all the confidence I had been performing disappeared instantly. I realized something brutal in that moment. Most millionaire lifestyles online are impossible to maintain without a millionaire income. Obvious, right? Apparently not obvious enough for me. Social media had quietly distorted my understanding of wealth. I associated richness with visible consumption instead of financial stability. I thought wealth meant spending all the time freely. But real wealth often looks boring, quiet, disciplined. The genuinely wealthy people I later researched were not constantly buying random luxury items for validation. Many drove normal cars, avoided unnecessary debt, and thought carefully before spending. Meanwhile, broke people like me were out here trying to cosplay success through expensive coffee and aesthetic restaurants. The experiment ended officially on day 7. Not because I wanted it to end, because reality ended it for me. I sat in my apartment surrounded by shopping bags, unopened packages, and receipts that suddenly looked hostile. The excitement had vanished completely. In its place was anxiety and embarrassment. The more I spent trying to appear wealthy, the more financially fragile I became. Real wealth is sleeping peacefully because debt does not control your life. It is having savings when emergencies happen. It is owning your time instead of selling every hour just to survive. After the experiment ended, I returned almost everything I could return. The designer clothes disappeared first. The expensive habits vanished next. I went back to making coffee at home and suddenly appreciated how financially peaceful homemade coffee tastes. Honestly, the experience changed me. Not because I learned how millionaires live, because I learned how easily people destroy themselves chasing appearances. So many people today are trapped in invisible competitions with strangers online. They finance lifestyles they cannot afford because looking successful has become more important than actually becoming stable. Cars become identity, clothes become self-worth, luxury becomes performance art. And behind all of it sits anxiety, quietly growing stronger every month. The craziest part? The happiest moment during my entire millionaire experiment happened after it ended. I remember cooking dinner at home one night, wearing old clothes, checking my account balance, and realizing I was no longer pretending. No performance, no pressure, no fake image to maintain. Just peace. And weirdly enough, that felt richer than anything I bought during those 7 disastrous days. So, no, I did not survive 30 days living like a millionaire. I barely survived 1 week. But maybe failing the experiment was the valuable part, because it forced me to understand the difference between wealth and the illusion of wealth. One gives you freedom, the other gives you bills. If this story made you rethink money, status, or social media lifestyles, like the video, comment your thoughts below, and subscribe for more stories about money, work, and the realities nobody talks about.